Hi everyone. So I just got this Motorola Edge 20 Fusion. So let's do the unboxing of this phone and see what do we have. So I ordered the gray color because I don't really like the green color. So let me open the box and see what do we have in the box. Yeah, so let's keep this aside. So first thing you'll see that there is a phone and you have the case attached to it. So let me just remove this. I like that Motorola does this. They're not the best cases, but if you want to purchase something new, I mean, you have some time to do this. It has that texture sort of finish, but it gets, I mean, it turns yellow very soon. So let me keep it aside and give you the overview of the phone. So it has a matte sort of finish, which is nice, and it does not feel heavy at all. Like I was expecting it to be a bit heavier. So I'm used to using the Motorola phones. Like last one I used Motorola One Fusion Plus, and it was really heavy. My mom is still using it. So if I think about that phone, this phone feels a slim, like this phone feels a little bit slimmer, and yeah, the finishing is really good. It does not feel cheap. I think it feels really solid. So let me keep this aside and see what do we have in the box. So in this, like, we have some manual, 30-watt PD charge with USB-C, which I really like because I have a lot of USB-C to USB-C cable, and I'll be able to charge my iPad with it, so that's good. And we have a USB-C to USB-C cable and a SIM ejector tool. I mean, let's just use it. Let me just put my SIM in it. So this is on the left side. Let me put the SIM. Let's see what do we have here as well. So it's a hybrid SIM slot. You can add the micro SD card as well, but let me just put one SIM. And yeah, let's remove this. Yeah, so this is how it looks. We don't have any screen protector because it was there. So let me keep it aside, and let's keep everything aside. And let's talk about the phone now. So yeah, this is how the phone looks. On the front, it's some sort of new gen glass. I don't know what is that, but it's not Gorilla Glass. And from the back, it's plastic. It is plastic, and the frame itself is plastic, but it does not feel cheap. It's not something that is like a clicky sort of finish. It's not. It feels solid. So let me just turn on the device and see what do we have. Let me give you a physical overview. So we have a 3.5mm jack, USB-C, and a single speaker. And on the top we have a microphone. On side we have the fingerprint and the power button and the volume rocker. And on this side we have a Google Assistant button, which we'll check.
Hello, Moto.
Oh yeah, it greets like that. So let me set up the device as well. Let's see, what do we have? So I did set up my Wi-Fi. Actually, the haptic motor is not bad. It's not very good, but the feedback is good. So help improve Motorola. No, we don't need. I mean, smart updates. Okay, accept and continue. Let's see what do we have in the setup because it's supposed to be a very clean software experience. So yeah, I'm not copying the data right now. Let's just do a clean setup and see like how many apps do we have. If I talk about the bezel itself, I think they are they're not symmetrical in any way. It's a little bit thick on the top. That's weird, but we have more thicker bezel here. It doesn't look bad, but I think after a very long time looking at a bezel like this on the up top part of the phone.
From the highest mountain to the bottom of the ocean, yeah. Our song is running like a river. Let the
Okay, the apps will be installing, so let's see what do we have in the phone. Like, it's a very clean phone. There is nothing there. These apps are installing right now because it's coming from my previous phone. But other than that, you will see nothing. Like there is FM radio and the Moto actions, like we have all those actions. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it does. Okay. Those basic Moto actions. So yeah, I applied the dark theme, and as you can see, this device also has NFC, and this time Motorola is not even skipping that magnetometer, so you have the compass as well. So I think with this phone, Motorola is trying to, I think, fix almost everything you have on the Android version of 11. And the security patch is 1 August, so this is good. So Motorola is promising 2 years of security updates. I mean, Motorola has not been really good with updates, so I'm not really sure about that. Let me just use this phone for a while and let you know. But otherwise, as my first impression, the phone feels really light, and I like the matte sort of finish on this. This does look on the camera a bit shiny, but it's actually not. And I think I'm going to use it without the case, which is like I not able to do with previous Moto phones because of they get scratched really easily. Um, yeah, I think it does not have that always on display. So when you pick up the phone, you will get this, but it's not going to be permanent. So that's it. Let me just set up the device and I'll see you in a minute. So before I finish the setup, I just wanted to show you how much storage do we get by default, so that I can download data. So I have 17% use and I think 106 GB is unused. So this is how much you get. So there's nothing on the phone right now. Now I'm going to back up, I mean, use my older phone to download everything. So let me just restore everything. So everything is kind of set up on the phone. So let's start with the sound of the phone. Let's see on YouTube what do we get. And this is the HDR10 Plus device. So let's see some HDR video and see the sound as well. It's a single speaker. I wish it had two speakers, but let's just see this LG video. Let I think the sound is okay. It's kind of flat. I mean, it does have some bass, but the treble is missing. So the speaker are okay on the full volume. They're not like really bad like Node CE. But yeah, it's still a single speaker setup. So let's see Netflix. So it is supposed to be a 10-bit display, but let me see if it can actually play the 10-bit content. So let's see the test pattern, because I think this is something that no one told me and I really wanted to know. So let's resume.
50, 51, 52, 53, 54.
As you can see, it can play the 1080p, but it only renders the 8-bit content. So the 10-bit display is not actually 10-bit, I guess. But otherwise the color looks nice. Let's see the Prime Video as well, like how does that work, if it does even support the full HD streaming, because on the Note 2 as well it wasn't in the starting. So yeah, it does not support the high quality. It's like really low, 0.46 GB an hour. So yeah, it's having a problem nowadays. Like with the new devices, Prime does not give the support for the full HD streaming. Let's test the camera as well. Okay. So yeah, this is the same Motorola app. I am not really a fan of this because somehow it's not good, but let's see how it is. So yeah, it is doing some sort of processing. But let me attach some photos and video samples. So this is the front camera sample of Moto Edge 20 Fusion. This is recording in 1080p and the stabilization is on. I am outside, so you can see the sound of outside noise. So the auto is going to pass. So yeah, this is how it records. Let me turn off the stabilization and see how it works. So when you turn off the stabilization, it gives you a little bit more room. So this is how it's going to work without the stabilization. I'm walking and you can hear the sound as well. This is the video recording sample from the rear camera. So I'm recording in 4K 30 frames per second. The camera, I think in the view, it looks a lot jittery. I'm not sure that how the video is going to come out. So these are the color and the dynamic range if you want to look at. So yeah, this is how it looks.
Our hearts are like stars, guiding us through the dark.
So yeah, this is the Motorola Edge 20 Fusion. I actually like the device. I mean, it does not feel as bulky as you will see on some videos. And this is the fingerprint sensor. It works perfectly fine. Yeah, it's really fast. So, according to me, I think this is one of the best phone you could buy in this price range. Not because of the feature or the high spec phone, but this phone comes with a like clean software experience. There are no unnecessary permissions or any sort of ad in this phone. So I've been waiting a Motorola device with AMOLED display. I mean, it's also a really good display. Yes, it has a single speaker, but it's not actually bad. So for the price, actually, I can really recommend this device to a lot of people. Yes, I think if you want a better looking device, you can go for that Motorola Edge 20. I did not get the device because the delivery got delayed, so I did not order it. I ordered this instead. Let me see when it gets released. But yes, yeah, it is getting some sort of fingerprints, but it's not bad. And I actually like the form factor. It is not heavy. I mean, for 183 or 85 gram phone, it does not feel heavy as such. It has a 5000 milliampere battery. So I got the 6 GB and 128 GB version. So it's UFS 2.2. So it has that Dimensity 800U CPU. And I think for this processing and this clean software, it's going to be perfectly fine. So it's running on that 90 Hz refresh rate. Let me just show you. So yeah, it does support that 90 Hz refresh rate, so I'm going to use it on that, and it has that 180 touch sampling rate. And if you're not a heavy gamer, so you don't need that like more high refresh rate, you're not going to notice that. This feels perfectly smooth, like it's really nice. So yeah, and I really like this screen display. I think this display colors are actually really good. So I'm going to use this phone for a while and give you my full review later. But for now, as my first impression, I actually like this phone. So if you have any question, do ask in the comment box. My name is Rohit. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.